Hi, guys. I'm starting a new series where I am taking in your Zoom calls and answering your question. So let me just see by time. Okay. Hey, hey, can you hear me? Hi, hi. How are you doing?
Hear me?
Yeah, but the connection is not really the best.
Yeah, I can't see you. Can you see me?
Wait, I can see you. Wait a minute. Let me turn on my camera. But I'm looking kind of rough, so don't mind. Hi.
It's okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, hi. So I'm live on YouTube, so nobody can see you except me. But I just wanted to
Okay.
give a new contact to my YouTube channel. So I'm up for any question that you have. I'm completely here. So what's going on with your situation?
So my situation is okay. I met this Taurus guy
Mm-hmm.
back in March of 2020, right when Corona happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was still working. I work in a hospital um, as a phlebotomist, and so I've never stopped working, but he has stopped working.
Okay.
Um, we met online.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really get out much, so and when I do, I'm a Sagittarius,
Okay.
so like I'm closed off.
Yeah.
So when guys try to approach me, it is awkward for me. I
Okay.
don't know,
Understand.
it's
Yeah.
awkward. But anyway, met this Taurus guy, and we hit it off like almost immediately. We talked on the phone for like 3 or 4 days
Okay.
before he came down. He lives like an hour away from me. Um, I'm sorry. I'm so nervous.
Understand. Understand. It's my first
So
time.
like, um, so he lives like an hour away from me, and like he drove down to see me, and like immediately, like it just kind of felt like we like knew each other, like we just like
Hmm.
bonded like so quick. Yes, we like had sex like the first night, which is typically not me. I mean, I've had a one night stand before, but it didn't feel like a one night stand. Like I swear to God, like it wasn't a one night stand because we continued to see each other.
Okay.
Like, but the first time we had sex, like I cried. I
Really?
tried not to cry. I had been celibate. Yeah,
Oh.
I try not to cry. I had been celibate for a year and a half. I was married for 10 years.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I was married to a Capricorn. So I was used to, having things my way,
Mm.
and just I am an alpha female. Like I'm a fire sign, so and I didn't really know that was like a part of my personality, but like I am. So I was used to having things my way, and at first, Taurus he went with it, like he like catered to me, but I could tell like he was irked.
Okay.
I smoke cigarettes and he smoked cigarettes, so like I didn't have any cigarettes, but he had cigarettes, and he lit a cigarette, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how the fuck you gonna light a cigarette and I don't have any cigarettes?" Because he smoked like a different kind. And I'm not a person that smokes different kinds of cigarettes. I want the kinds that I smoke.
Okay.
So he like looked at me. The look he gave me was like, yeah. So that was one time, and then we started to argue a lot. But honestly, we weren't arguing. I was arguing with him. Um, I have like before this situation, I had met a guy who was an Aries, who was a complete charm in the beginning.
Okay.
Um, basically, long story short, he went back to his ex-wife, and like this was somebody that he said that he never loved, that he didn't want to be with. Da, da, da. Got my emotions all involved, and then 8 months into it, went back to his ex-wife. So that kind of shattered me, and it put me in a situation where I didn't want to trust guys anymore. And I'm usually not like that. I'm usually free, open, like I like to meet new people, but having been married to somebody for so long that I never loved, having never been in love before, not with the guy, I've been in love with the woman before, but I haven't been in love with the man. Well, before Taurus.
Okay.
Um, so having not been in love with the guy before, like I liked that Aries guy, and he did that to me, and it just crushed me. It made me so hard, like on the inside, and I hated guys. But like I wasn't looking for love when I met Taurus. Like I wasn't looking for love. Like
Nobody looks for
I
love
had
when they meet Taurus.
right. Well, I don't know. Some people do though. Um, but I wasn't looking for love. Like I was just like doing my thing. Like I liked him or whatever, but like I wasn't looking for love, and I was extra mean to him. Like extra mean to him. Like I cursed him out. Like I called him bitches. Like, and I'll tell you the truth. Like he never did anything. Like he always was so supportive. Like always wanted to talk to me. Like would call me a lot. Like when we would be together, like he would hold me and I would cry. Like I felt so free with him. Like I
Yeah.
felt like he understood me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he would hold me in his arms, and we didn't like do a whole lot of talking, but it was a lot of like just physical talking, but like it didn't always mean like sex. Like one time I hugged him, and we were laying in bed, and I buried my face in his shoulder because I was laying in his arms, and he said, "I miss you too, Mimi." He was like, "I don't always know what those hugs mean, but I know what it means now," because we hadn't seen each other in like couple of weeks or so.
Okay.
Um, and so because I work at night, and it just was hard to kind of like link up a lot. But we made the effort, and he drove here. It's like an hour, 10-minute drive or whatever. Fast forward to just like I don't know, like it's like the more I knew that he cared about me,
Yeah.
I freaked out. Like and I would like be just extra mean to him. Like I would curse him out. He would call me. He would like him and my son were like this. Like my son likes to play video games
Okay.
and cars. When he was here, he would be with entertaining my son also. And like he would always ask, what we wanted to eat, stuff like that. Where I think we went sour was we had a conversation, and I don't know how that conversation came about, but he asked me something, and I said, I'm not giving no man no money unless I'm burying him or getting him out of jail, and I don't want to do either.
That's
Like
good.
in my mind, what I was saying was I'm not taking care of no man, but
Yeah.
but I'm not saying that I wouldn't help a guy. Like if we together, like I wouldn't have your back because anybody could ask my husband. Like I was with him for 10 years. I didn't love him. I was never in love, but nobody couldn't tell you that I didn't have his back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have his back, but I said that to Taurus, and like he brings it up all the time. He's like, yeah, he does. He brings it up all the time. He's like, and then you let your mouth get you in trouble. He was like, he said you should be mad with yourself because you let your mouth get you in trouble. And one time he asked me to go half on gas, and I didn't want to do it, but I threw this fit or whatever, but I did it. He was like he told my sister because we got into it like August 21st. I drove to Natchitoches like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I made it there like 4 a.m. And like I was out of his face, like right, like stop playing with me. Like you didn't think I was gonna come here. It's 4 a.m. in the morning and I'm here. And he was just standing there looking at me and like I'm like, why do you keep bothering me? If you don't want to be bothered with me, like if you gonna treat me like this, then why are you continuously calling me? Hey, how you doing? You know, how the kids doing? He continuously bothers me.
Yeah.
It's like every time I get to a point where I'm okay with us not talking,
He comes
he
back.
fucking calls me.
Yeah. Is he the kind of is he a provider, or is he a, dusty as in 50-50 kind of dude? Is he the second one? He wants you to go half
Um,
on everything?
no, he didn't start that until like I made the comment about not wanting to like give a man money. Like when we first met each other, like he was always trying to buy me this, buy me that, and I was like, I don't want anything. I don't need anything.
Yeah,
I always like declined his offer because I work and I provide for myself. Like
yeah, yeah.
I don't need a man for money. It's nice. Like for me, what I want from a guy is more like emotional stuff. And like one time my grass needed to be cut and I mentioned it to him. So he's like, oh, you think because, we having sex, he was like, I'm obligated to do that. He's like, that's full blown relationship stuff. I said, no, that's us building. Like to me, in my mind, that's just one of those things. Okay, hey, he's down here cutting the grass. It's not that I think that you're obligated to do anything.
Yeah.
Um, he's like, well, let me offer that. And I'm like, you know,
Mm.
the shit was crazy to me. And like, so now, fast forward to now, like, we hadn't talked. He called me in July and I was just being extra mean. I was like, don't fucking call me no more. Like, quit calling me. He still will call like once a week. He will call. And eventually, like, honestly, I had an epiphany. Like, I've been this way all my life. And I'm so tired of being like that with people, like just shutting people out, pushing people away. I'm like so tired of that. Too, I woke up one day and I was just like, I don't want to be like this. And like, I've asked God every day since then to heal my heart and to soften my heart. You understand? Because
Understand, yeah.
always had to protect myself,
Yeah, yeah, understand.
and so that's what that's about. And so once I had that epiphany, I missed him. I realized what he brought to my life. You know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
like always so passionate, always encouraging me. Even whenever I would cuss him out, he would be like, I'm gonna call you back in an hour, let you
Yeah.
cool off, and you could go round two. And I would literally go round two. I would literally scream, yell. I would just be mad. I couldn't even tell you what I was mad about, yo. Seriously. That's just how petty it was. Like, I couldn't even tell you what I was mad about. It was never anything that he did. It was just, he was so right. I wanted something to be wrong and something to be mad at. And
So
in July,
are you
right?
are you trying to your general question is how to get him back, or do you want to know how to be more open to let people into your life, or like what are you trying to
I'm sorry for babbling.
It's okay.
My general question, yes, is how to get him back. Like he hasn't completely shut me out because like when I call him, he does answer, but for a while he's like, I'm not stopping nothing that I got going on for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so yesterday I'm like, I just got tired. Like it's so emotionally draining.
Mm.
I wrote him a letter. He told me it was okay to read it to him. I read it. He was just like, okay. And he hung up the phone. Like he was just like, okay. He didn't hang up in my face. He just was like, okay. He's like, that's what you wanted to do. And I was like, yeah. So, the next day I asked him, I said, I would like to see you. I was like, think about coming to see me because I'm off this weekend for the whole month of September. And he was like, it can't be this weekend because I'm going out of town to Alabama. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what about next weekend or one of the days after we just for a few hours? And he was like, I'll look at my schedule and let you know. But to me, that kind of just sounded like very vague and like he was pushing me away. And I just was tired. Like it had been a week and I was just like, I've done everything I could. Like I've wrote him a letter. I've continue to text him. I'm constantly telling him I'm sorry. Like I'm tired. Like I'm tired. So I wrote him. I got when I'm high, I get very philosophical. So last night, no, the night before last, Friday night, I wrote him a text message, and I was like, "Yo, listen," I was like, um, I had called him earlier in the day, and I didn't want anything. He was like, "So you just called me to say nothing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was just calling to see how you was doing." But to me, that was more like I just wanted to hear his voice one last time, because I'm ready to cut it off. And I sent him the text messages. I was like, that was just my way of saying goodbye. I just wanted to hear your voice one last time. I was like, things aren't gonna go. Um, Things are never gonna be the same between us, and like we deserve someone who will chase the sun for us. And like you've been telling me, that this ain't it right now, or whatever. And I said it just took a while for my heart to catch up with my brain, and I was just like, maybe we'll move on and find peace in something or someone else. He texted me back the next morning. He was like, "You're tripping," and I didn't respond. So all day I didn't respond. About 2:00 yesterday, he called my phone. He was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." He was like, "You really shouldn't smoke weed, because your mind is already altered most of the time." And I was just like, "What?" And he was just like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm a hardworking woman. Like, I handle my business. Like, this is recreational. I'm not a fucking crackhead or nothing like that." So he was just like, "And you're trying to justify why you're smoking weed." I said, "I'm not. I'm grown. Like, I can do what I want to do." So he got off the phone with me. He was just like, "All right, well, I was just calling to check and see if he was all right."
So you guys are basically playing cat and mouse.
I don't understand. But like, I don't understand. I feel like that, but like, I don't. If you're done with me, you're done with me, right?
Taurus is not like that. The more you leave the door open, the more often he will come. He has his little ladies out there, but then there's something about you that he will remind himself of, and he's gonna be like, "Let me call her." And then you pick it up, and he's like, "Yeah." This is Taurus. This is Taurus. He's like a little bird. He keeps every little egg warm. Like I want to know, do you see yourself with this Taurus man, or are you interested in something more serious, or do you just want to have fun?
I love him.
You what? Excuse me, wait. My
like,
ear.
No, seriously. Like, honestly, like, I've never in my life felt this way about anybody. And I've met nice guys, and I've been on extravagant trips. And, I've never in my life had someone pour into me. And when we met, we talked about, his past and how he watched his best friend get his head blown off in front of him. He talked about the street life. He had, he had both his parents. They're still married to this day.
Wow.
And one day we were arguing, and he got his mother involved. Like, "Ma," he was like, "Is she right?" And his mom was on my side, and he didn't want to hear all that. So he like went on to the next, subject or whatnot. But yes,
you in
I
love
love
with
him.
My ears still can't. I think I'm getting old. Oh no, sweetheart, this is the net that the Taurus man builds. He knows what he's doing. He's working on you like a steak. He loves to break down strong, independent women, but he's not like running over you and being like, "Hey, I'm the masculine man." He lets you do what you want to do. He's like, "She'll come around. She'll come around." Look at you. You fell for it. Ah, darling.
I did.
You fell for
it.
it.
And it hurt. Like, it's like
I understand.
I'm so used to being masculine.
Yeah, I understand. But I don't want you to be in the weak position. I want you to be in the upper hand. You know what I'm saying? Because now that you have emotions for him, he can play on you like a violin if you let him. And I still can figure out what he wants from you exactly. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of mischievous about him.
Oh yeah. Also, let me tell you, he's like, we can communicate. He told me that everything was a process. I told him like I wanted to try again, and he told me not right now. He said because it's gonna take patience, and he
Yeah.
doesn't have any patience for me right now.
Yeah.
And then also, he told me that he didn't want to have a sexual relationship with me.
When did he say that?
So whenever I went down to his mom's house was August 21st that day, and then like a week or so later, we had a conversation, and he was like, "You came to my mom's house." He was like, "I don't care how mad you was. Like, why would you do that?" He was like, "I put in a lot of energy into you." He was like, but that bullshit, it gets old, it gets tiring." And he was just like, "We can communicate." I told him I wanted to try again, and he said not right now. And then he's like, "But I don't have any sexual relationship with you." Like when we used to have sex, like, oh my god.
You don't need
He
to
used
tell
to tell
me.
me that he hated me. No, this was strange to me, and I've been asking guys this because I have a guy best friend. He's a guy.
Mm.
He's a male whore also. But he used to tell me that he hated me. I used to be like
What?
he would he would orgasm, and then he would be like, "I hate you." Every time he would
What?
say, "I hate you," every time, and it freaked me out. And it's like, why are you telling me you hate? But he wouldn't be like mad hate me. He would have an orgasm, both of us, and he would lay his head on me, and he would shake his head like this, and he would say, "I hate you."
That means he hates you because he slept with you. So maybe he was like, I'm not gonna have a sexual relationship with you, and then he fell for you again, and that's why he's telling you, I hate you. So that means you kind of have an impact on this Taurus man. That's good because we want to win this game. Hmm. Well, I'm on your side because I can see in your eyes clearly that you have feelings for this Taurus man and you're ready to go to the next step, but it's like he's pulling up a wall that
Yeah.
is unnecessary. But you don't know what he's playing. That's the thing. He might play this innocent, sweet type of man. And Taurus is good at that. You know, he'll make you feel so protected and you can trust him and everything. So where are you guys standing now? Are you texting on a regular or is it just once a week, every 2 weeks?
Well, this week I had been contacting him the entire time until I just was tired. I was just like, nothing's gonna work. Like he listens to me. Like he will answer my calls. Like the Friday I called him, he's like, you called just to say nothing. He was like, what'd you call for, to see if I was gonna answer? And I was like, no. I was like, either you're gonna answer or you're not gonna answer. I'm not playing a game with you. He was like, all right, thank you for the call. And he hung up.
So he's putting you on the distance just the way you put him in the distance. He's mirroring you actually.
Yeah.
So this is a typical love game for females, you know. We push the men away, they open themselves, then when they push themselves away, we open.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do now? You want him, as I can tell. So if I tell you move on, you're probably not listening to me.
Well,
Or
here's
will
the good part.
yeah.
I met this Pisces guy
Hmm.
whom I don't like, whom knows about Taurus and like
Ah.
Uh, why?
Yeah.
Because I met him on my live,
Okay.
and I was like, I am an emotional wreck right now. Like, I am never like this. And like I have like friends that come and visit my live.
Yeah.
My Plenty of Fish. Oh, also Taurus, he stalks me on Plenty of Fish. Like one time when we were on good terms, like I was just on Plenty of Fish live and I was talking and I was brushing my teeth and I had some shorts on, but they were kind of short. But the angle that I had the phone at, it didn't really dawn on me that my ass was hanging out, my ass cheek was hanging out. But towards, oh my God, he's like, one day you was on live and your ass was hanging out. Like, what the fuck was that? And I had told him about a situation where back when I was in a relationship with my daughter's father, who was very emotionally abusive to me, he made me feel like I was not good enough. And he brought that up. He was like, the first thing I could think was, oh, because I used to post on this news fight. And I told Taurus about this, not knowing that I shouldn't have told him about that. Because he brought that up later. He's like, the first thing I could think of, she don't really want to be doing that. But he acted like I was doing it on purpose.
Okay.
But I wasn't doing it on purpose. It was just like the angle of the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. But
Like,
you know, Taurus, we use everything against you, every weakness. Every weakness.
then he sent me a message under another. This was when we first started talking. He sent me a message using some fake profile of this person, and the person asked me what my name was. And instead of saying Mimi, I said Sam, because people at my job call me Sam a lot more than I hear Mimi these days. Mimi is a childhood nickname, but Sam is more of a name that I'm used to hearing. So I told him Sam, and one day he just kept calling me Sam, and I'm like, why are you calling me? He's like, who you been talking to? And I'm like, nobody. Like, I literally couldn't remember because I had talked to quite a few people. Hey, how you doing? But it's not like anything significant or whatever. I was like, but we weren't even rocking like we rocking now. You could have asked me. He was like, man, I prayed that you weren't like the rest of them. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I told you. He's not putting you in the, not to be any mean to you, but he's putting you in the, promiscuous kind of box. He has two boxes: wife, girlfriend type, and the promiscuous woman. And if you give him one thing to put you in the other box, it's over. Taurus is very, very hard headed. But if you don't care, it doesn't even matter. So,
But here's the thing. His son, is just turned 19. He had they had a birthday party, and well, not birthday party, but they cooked crawfish that day. He called me, and he had me say hello to his son. And one day I did something, and he said something to RJ. He's like, "I'm gonna have to find you a new stepmama." And I was like, "What?" Like, we never talked about nothing like that. And then, like, in August, before I went to his mom's house, which was August 21st, like when we started back talking, and he had asked me, he was like, what is it that I do that you don't like? I said, you're very stubborn. And then he had his little cousin, Fat, get on the phone and talk to me. And when he was like, you're going to meet Fat one day. And I'm like, okay. But all of that was weird because we hadn't talked in like, not really like just like had a good conversation in like a month. And
yeah.
so all of that was like awkward to me. But yeah, I don't know if he doesn't want to deal with me, then don't deal with me. It's simple as that. Like, what does he want? To hurt me?
No, there must be something about you. I don't know, maybe the connection between you guys. But like I told you, Taurus likes to keep his eggs warm. What if one egg doesn't work one day? He can come back to you if you let him. So that's why I'm telling you to have your own eggs. Keep your Pisces, keep your whoever, date other men, and he will come. He will sense that you're not calling him. Why isn't she calling me? What happened to her? I'm the most beautiful and most important man on this earth. She needs to call me. And then he will come back to you, and by then you will know if you want him back or not. I just want you to be happy, and the way he's acting is kind of wasting your time, don't you think? It's just like, I mean, judging you based on what you do, I understand him, but I think he kind of considered you to be a stepmom if he talks about like that, or he was considering you for the long term, and then you did two, three things that he doesn't like, and he's very picky with things like that. Any kind of promiscuous behavior he dismisses, and now he's like, I have to find somebody new. But I kind of like her, so keep on.
But he knows that I'm not promiscuous because, like, he had to literally pry my legs open. And, like, I was crying because I felt horrible about it. I was like, I shouldn't be having sex with you on the first day. Like, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah, but
it was like,
why? If you had contacted me first.
Yeah. I was like, it's not what I want. But it was such an attraction. Like, I couldn't deny.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I have to channel. Darling.
I don't. So basically, I should just move on. Basically.
Well, like I told you, from what I'm listening, sweetheart, you will not move on so fast.
It's been hard.
I know, but I'm trying to make it easy for you, and the only thing I can think of is he's putting you on hold. So if you chase after him, you're gonna chase him even far away from you because you're gonna look desperate. So the only way you can do is to date other people until his little pee misses you and wants to see you, hear you, whatever. He will come back. He kind of likes you, I can tell, but it's not enough to make him come back. You have to be somewhere else, and he will realize what he had in you.
He told me. He said you did this. He's like, when we were like talking in the beginning, he was like, I didn't even look at another chick. Like, he was like, you did this. Like, you pushed me away. He told my sister, he's like, she's so mean. He's like, she talks that hot shit and then she wants to cry. He's like, that's not how it works. And he's like, she expects me to just drop everything I have going on for her right now because she got her shit together, and it doesn't work like that. And my sister had told me, because I didn't even know she contacted him. I had went to her house that morning. We got into it, and I cried myself to sleep. And she got his number out of my phone because she kept asking me for it. And I was like, nah. That's not a good look or whatever. But she called him, and they talked, and she said that he was pleading his case, and he was saying how, he tried to show me love, and like I do the exact opposite, and that, it gets old. And she was like, well, just call her, like just send her back up. He was like, I'm gonna call her. And he called me, but I was crying, and he could tell that I was crying. And he was like, look, he was just like, get you some rest. He was like, call me when you get up. So I called him when I got up, and like he didn't answer. And then he went right back to being distant towards me. And so now it's like when we talk on the phone, like his tone is a little bit better than what it was when I initially first started trying to come back, because I was extra sweet and he was extra sour. And it hurted. It was like a fucking knife in my back. I couldn't believe it because he from everything that I've experienced with him, he wasn't like that. Like, I couldn't believe how cold he was. He was like fucking cold to me. But so yesterday, whenever he called me, after I told him, like, look, let's just, whatever. I realized that things aren't gonna go back to what they used to be. And I was just like, just let bygones be bygones. And that's when he texted me. He's like, you tripping. Like, And then when I didn't respond to him, he called me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you don't want me, so what do you want? What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't called him any this weekend. He said he was going out of town. I didn't call him. I'm gonna let him call me. If he wants to talk to me, he'll call me. I told him the only process I'm interested in, because he had told me everything is a process.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him this time, the only process I'm interested in is a natural one. I said everything, the balance is off. And I'm tired of chasing him. Like, because I do feel desperate, even though I'm not desperate. Like, he knows how I feel.
Yeah,
He'll tell me, he's like, those niggas, he was like, those guys you talk to, he was like, I know that, they place warmers. He tells me shit like that. He was like, they're place warmers. And I'm like, what's up?
Okay.
I'm sad though, like extremely sad. It's like I'll get okay with us not talking, and then I'll miss him like crazy. But then it's like it makes no sense because you're not reciprocating anything. Like the Taurus I want, he's not giving me right now.
I know. We have to replace him with something else because it's gonna hurt even more, and he has the upper hand because you miss him, so you always come back, and he knows that he's waiting for you basically. So you have to replace him. Either you date someone else, or even though you don't like the Pisces, right? You can use the Pisces as a replacement. Why you date other people, of course. And
yeah, Pisces like listens to. I freaking boo cried on his shoulder the other night, and he just held me and kissed me, and
see?
I don't like. He wants to like kiss on me, and I'm not attracted to him, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm cheating.
No, you're not. Aren't you single? You're don't claim uh commitment. The Taurus has to commit to you. You're single. You can sleep with whoever you want. You want the Taurus to commit, right? So you have to replace him with someone else so that he comes back into his territory, because he will be like, wait a minute, this is my girl. I have to catch her. Right? But it's gonna take time. I want you to be happy. But if you want to be happy, you have to make the choice what's best for you. Do you want to run after Taurus that doesn't reciprocate anything? Or do you want to
No,
lay on that dead fish that kind of listens to you? you will get to like.
and I don't want to hurt him either. That's the thing. I'm so in a place where I don't want to hurt people. Like I've hurt so many people. I'm so in a place where I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to use Pisces. And I told him that. I'm like, I can't see you anymore. He was just looking so sad. He was like, I have an attachment to you. He was like, please don't do this. Don't do this. Don't not talk to me.
Why are you so radically with cutting off connections? Why don't you give it time? The Taurus man, you gave him time until you actually fell in love with him. You could be in love by December with Pisces if you just give him a chance. Give yourself a chance to be happy. Don't cut things off. I used to do that. It makes you lonely after a while because you wonder why nobody's there, because you don't let anybody in. But you have to let somebody
Right.
in, right? Not as to run through you, but like give him a chance. Let yourself see what Pisces is going on for you. Maybe he isn't that attractive, but he might be attractive after all, taking care of you, being there for your child. You have to know what you're looking for in a man exactly. What is it that you want? And if that Pisces does that, forget about Taurus. He will come back, and then you can make his life a hell. Call me. I will give you advice on how, how to burn Taurus. Okay, I want you to be happy. Make the decision for yourself first. What is it that you want the most right now? Do you want a shoulder to lean on? Do you just want to have fun? Do you want to get married again? Do you want to have another child? I don't know.
I mean, but if I know what you're gonna say, but the truth of the matter is I want Taurus. Like I want
But
him.
what is it about him? There's something about him that you crave and that you miss. What is it?
Well, first and foremost, like he is so kind and so intelligent and just like seriously like that side of him, he like opened me up. Like he talked about so many things, like childhood things. Like he tells me, I know more about you than you know about yourself. He's like, I have a gift and I have a curse. And he's like I know more about. He told me like if I didn't know the things that I know about you, I would have been stopped talking to you. It's like I would have been disrespected you. But he's never called me out of my name. Um, he told me I was acting like a bitch, but he said being a bitch and acting like a bitch is two different things. And I was like, yeah. So, that kind of got under my skin, but the reality of it is that, like, he has grown me so much. I mean, like, far as, like, the way I treat people, he's the one person that, like, it just, like, stuck with me. Like, you cannot go through life treating people like this. You can't, because nobody's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been told that by many people that I've known for years. My best friend, like, I know she loves me, and she's told me this so many times, but it's never stuck. Like, I still just keep doing it. But, like, I don't know, something about him, like, it registered in my brain, like, Mimi, you can't do this. Like, you're only hurting yourself.
Don't you think it's because of the space that you're in? Maybe you're more receptive to these things than you was before, and he just happened
Yes.
to be there and telling you that.
No, because I wasn't there before I met him. Like
Okay.
before I met him, I was an angry fucking bird. I was an angry bird, the typical angry black woman, like mad at everybody. I felt like all guys were the same, and I said that multiple times. And Taurus talks about that. He's like, he told my sister that he said, I I make comments about how all men are the same. And he said, whatever she thinks that I am, I'm going to be.
They're good.
Yeah. He said, I can be that. He said, whatever she thinks that I am, I can be. And he's been like completely the opposite of what the person that I met back in March. And I wonder did I fuck up by telling him, when I reconnected with him in August, like that I loved him. Like I told him that.
You told him that you loved him.
Yes, and I told him that yesterday, but I didn't say I love you. I just said 143. When I got rid of, like, when I was telling him like bye, like when I closed the note out, I was just like, I'm out, and I just put 143. I usually will say the word I love you, but I didn't.
No, I'm leaving. Just playing. Okay, you told him you love him. How did he react, by the way?
Oh, so like we had a conversation September 1st, and yeah, he told me he's like I don't love you. He's like I'm not in love with you. He said I have love for you. If something happens to you, I will be sad. He was like, but I don't love you. And he was like, I'm not in love. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, but I guess you expected me to be dishonest. He was like, but I'm not being dishonest with you. He's like, because I care about you too much to lie to you.
He friend zoned you or sister zoned you, whatever. That's not good. That's why he didn't want to have sexual relationship with you, because when you're in the friend zone or in the sister zone, they don't want to have that emotion for you. That's why he probably say I hate you or whatever. I don't know what this man is planning, but are you sure you want him back? Yes, she wants.
Well, since you're saying this, like, nah, because like if he friend zoned me, because whenever I said like let's just go on about our business, like why you know how I feel, so then why don't you just go on? Like, that was the easy way out. You could have just not responded, not said anything.
He's not like
I'm not
that.
mad at him.
I'm all the Taurus. I never. They don't. You know how Taurus can hang on your neck for years. Yeah, you don't understand. If you let this man in, a Taurus man will hang on you for years as long as you let him, like a fly, until he dies. It's like it's just
But
so.
once you're in the friend zone, is it forever? Like,
No, it's not. But that's why I'm looking at. He has to see something in you to re-put you into the love category, and he's only gonna
what
do.
makes you think that he re-put me into the love category? Cause I'm just trying to make it make sense. Like,
If you are in the friend zone, that means he's keeping you on distance, right? He's kind of acting like he doesn't care that much, only when it's emergency. But you want the
yeah.
emotional, the everything that he did before, you want him to do that now. But if he's not doing that now, it's because he's occupying someone else, but keeping you in the back burner. That's basically the friend zone. And I told you to move on, not only to forget him, but also to make him kind of think, what are you doing? Are you moving on? Because a Taurus man doesn't like it when the female that he puts in the back burner moves on without his permission. It's like, you can't do that. You still belong to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to activate that kind of that jealousy and that possessiveness that he seems to have about you because he cares about you. And then when he sees that jealousy inside of him and that he has emotions for you, he will want to take you off that friend zone. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of missing her. I want more from her. I cannot let her go away with another man. I'm not okay with that. Why am I not okay with that? Because I kind of like that girl.
So do you think that that was the moment whenever I told him, like, maybe you and I will move on and find peace in our heart with someone else or something else? I told him that yesterday
And
or
what did he say?
Friday.
How did he react?
Hmm?
How did he react?
Oh, that's whenever that this was just yesterday. He that's when he replied back. He said, "Mimi, you're tripping." And then I didn't respond back.
Oh,
And
okay.
he called me about 2:00.
See, unfinished business. Unfinished business. Did he leave any message after the call? Anything?
No, I answered.
You answer.
Oh, I answered when he her face was like, you shouldn't have.
Oh, you can
But
read that.
I did. I can read that.
I mean, because you're
I
such
answered.
you actually, besides the hard, tough outer shell, you're actually a sweet person. You have a cute face. You seem to be chilled and laid back. So I think that you need to be hard to him a little bit more. He seemed to have liked that when you was hard to him.
He
So
did. He chased me. Like,
yeah.
no, like I was so fucking mean to him. Like, he called me all the fucking
Then
time.
redo that again. Next time he calls you at 2 a.m., you sleeping. I don't care if you're not sleeping. Don't pick it up. Disappear on this man for a while. Try at least a week. Try a week. Just see how he reacts. Just try a week. I know it's gonna take hell and heaven for you to do that, but try to like ignore
Well,
him.
I went 2 weeks without talking to him,
Okay.
but then I contacted him again.
Don't do that. Now that you
Don't do it again.
disappear, wait until he contacts you. And then don't even contact him first. Let a little time phase away. Let him contact you twice, at least twice. Because you're very busy with Mr. Pisces and you're very busy with yourself. He'll come back. And then comes. So what's up? How's it going? You know, I'm thinking about you, blah 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 blah.
Like I totally I believe you. No, I'm serious. Like, I believe you. Like, whenever I go on about my business, or he thinks that I'm gonna go on about my business,
He comes back.
he calls me.
Yeah.
So, like, I know that he cares about me. I just don't know if it's romantic anymore. I don't.
Yeah, you will have to find that out, but you will find that out while you're dating other people, please, so that your heart is not focused so much on him. You know you have options. Come on, you gotta
I
keep.
do. I do. I mean, he knows it. That's why he stalks me. That's why he watches my when I go live at night on Plenty of Fish. He stalks me, and I remember when we were like on the up, and he was laying next to me, and like I would get messages, and I would open up my phone and look at it, and he would be like, "How are you trying to build with somebody, but you still read messages?"
Yeah, where?
It's like they're
Can
just
you block
fucking
him?
messages. Like you right here.
Can you block him on Plenty of Fish so that he can't see you live?
I don't know who he is.
Oh.
Like that's the like. What'd you say? Okay, can you stop? Okay. Can you give me like 10 minutes and we can talk about it? I promise. Um, they always wait until I get on the phone.
I understand.
I don't know why do children do that.
Because just like the Taurus man, they sense that you are busy.
So yeah, I think like I don't know who he is. Like he had made that screen name where he was talking to me under the screen name.
Yeah.
And like I was supposed to call the guy, but he didn't give me a number.
Yeah.
And then that's when Taurus let me know that it was him. He was just like, "Oh, my friend, somebody that I talked to about you." I'm like, but that doesn't make no sense. I've never met your friend.
Yeah.
Your friend's never seen me in person. So how does your friend know who I am? But I don't know who he is specifically to block them. Like I block random people on there. Just I usually block the first person that comes in there. Just on the ups and ups because I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it's this guy. I think it's a screen name called Jerk Boy or something like that. Because he used to have the one he contacted me under before. The screen name was Gotti Boy. So and they were spelled the exact same way, BOI. So I kind of think it's that screen name, but I'm not sure.
Okay, sweetheart, we need to wrap it up. So, what is the plan? The plan is you disappear, obviously. Don't contact him for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Wait until he contacts you twice. And please give Pisces and other men a chance to get to know your sweetness. Because now you open like a book. No, not really like a book. You have the first page open. Let's just say it that way. I want you to find happiness. And that Taurus man, we don't know. We don't know about
Yeah.
him. You should do the thing like you know yourself better than anyone else on this earth. What is exactly what you're looking for now? What will make you happy? And if it's the yeah, no, Taurus is the answer. But what is it in Taurus that you can write down? Like, what was it in Taurus that made you feel that way? That made you feel a certain way? Write it down and then date men that give you the same feeling. Maybe the man that give you the same feeling is gonna have a six pack. Maybe he's gonna be 6'5". You're gonna forget about Taurus in a second. Yeah, you're gonna forget about Taurus.
Will do.
So just write down what you want and then date the men that fit into this category. And don't just focus on Taurus, man. He'll come around. He'll be offended. How dare you ghost him? How dare you disappear on him? He's God's gift to humankind after all the things he did for you, right?
Right. I agree. I think that's the plan. The plan is to let myself be open to other people because I've completely shut myself down to meeting anybody.
And that's not good. You
and I'm tired of it. And that's not good.
So I know there's some men waiting for you out there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm so glad that you're open to do this on live because you know I've never done this, and you obviously have.
Do we have people watching us?
Yeah, but just they just see me and my phone. They don't see you because of the privacy.
Oh,
They just listen to your voice, and you can be anybody. You could be Siri. Who knows? So, yeah.
well, hey guys.
Very sweet lady, by the way. Let's yeah, thumbs up for her that the plan works. And I know you will be writing me in a week that he contacted you once or twice. I know my Taurus man. I know them. Little children, right?
All
Yeah.
right, so I'll reach out. What I wanted to know,
Yeah.
what if in future I'm gonna do the Patreon thing, but like, what if in future I wanted to have like another like Zoom session? Like, how do you go about that?
You can just, since you're my Patreon follower, you kind of have the exclusivity that you can write me anytime, and we
Okay.
can make a schedule for Zoom call. So it's, for me it's free of charge because you support me on Patreon. If it's someone outside, I have a fee for that, but for you it's like once a month every Patreon gets a free call. So
Okay. Awesome.
yeah.
All right. I'll try to keep it together for a month.
I'm very curious about your
What's your
situation.
name?
My name is Irene.
Arian. You have a beautiful name.
Thank
You seem
you.
like such a like loving person. Like you, I was gonna do like a consultation with another chick, but I'm so glad like I talked to you because you're like more like mellow and not like loud and like judgmental. Her advice seemed to be very good, but I don't know if I would have been like receptive to the message because of how abrasive she was. But
Yeah.
she has good videos too. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I have some competition, I see. No.
You do. You have some competition. I like watching like lots of videos. I've been all over
You've been
YouTube and
studying
I'm like, why the
Taurus,
fuck
right?
am I here? Jesus. Oh, sorry. But all right, Arian, thanks for taking my call. I'm glad I met you, and I look forward to talking to you
Me too.
another time.
Okay, see you.
But my
Yeah.
name's Aneria.
An area.
Aneria.
An area who? What? Wait a minute. We don't laugh. No.
Well, I didn't say my last name, so
Okay.
it could be a lot of
It's a
Anerias.
very beautiful name. It sounds kind of Nigerian. I don't know. It kind of sounds kind of Nigerian. I heard that before from somewhere. But
I don't know where they got that from. I don't. Or my first name.
girl, do an
Jesus.
ancestry test. Do a test. Where are you from? Just playing.
All right.
Bye.
Later. Bye.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you want to be on the live Zoom call, let me know via email, Patreon, or here in the comment section. I'll be doing these episodes as much as possible. So this was episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2. Bye.